Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
So Andy and I were talking the other day. We have like a weekly date night.
You have a weekly stand up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a weekly stand up, yeah, where we go over stuff when we usually watch Netflix,
right?
And just kind of have to sync up where we are. But the other day, because we also just like talk about stuff, and she was like, I was looking over like old fan fiction stuff.
Of course she was. That's quintessential Annie.
That is quintessential Annie, because she's like, yeah, I was looking at stuff that I used to read on these websites and like thinking about some of the stuff that I wrote and all that stuff. And I just was like, it's so cool that a lot of these, it's like a first draft where people will be positive towards each other. And like, you don't have that much, because it's 14-year-olds catering to other 14-year-olds
right.
who are all just writing.
Right.
And so it's really just like an expression thing. And she went on like this for like 15 minutes. And then she went, but I hate the win. And I was just like,
here we go.
And I thought she said, I hate them. Like she went on all 15 of like, they're beautiful. And like people have actually like built books of like, that you go to the page now and they're like, hey, here's the redirect to buying my book. But she's like, I hate them. They're bad. But she's like, no. And I'm like, you hate them? And she's like, no. I just hate the fact that they're just so bad. I was just like,
but they're 14-year-olds catering to other 14-year-olds.
And she was like,
what do you want?
I get annoyed at them, and I spent like hours the other night rewriting this one fan fiction because I thought I could make it better. And I'm like, I mean, that is the heart of fan fiction, but also I love the heel turn. Like it was the most perfect comedy timing. I just like, it's so beautiful, it's so nice, but I hate them. It's garbage.
That is quintessential Annie, and I love that it's
peak, and that's why I love her. She's great.
And like 10 or 15 years, she's gonna look back on this draft of whatever the thing she wrote and be like, it's fucking garbage.
It's garbage. I hate it.
I hate it.
I think I laughed for a solid like few minutes after that of just dying.
Peak.
It was so perfect. It was the perfect thing. Much like the perfection that is Segment City. Welcome to Segment City, everybody.
It is the shining city in the clouds.
Yes. My name is Will Kane, the perfect boyfriend and the perfect man in general. Then Theo's there.
Wow, and I'm Theo Sapacos. Self-love is the best love, but also loving other people is quite good too.
That was too nice. What are you doing,
Miss
America?
But also, I hate them.
I hate them. And this is a podcast where we hate people, and we especially hate fan fiction. That's the worst type of thing.
Far.
I feel bad that I'm not doing a fan fiction segment this week because I have been. There's ones that I've been planning. Anyway, we usually start this program where we say segments that we want to do with a segment that I do every week, which is Will's Stupid Thoughts. The stupid thoughts I think of during the week. And the stupid thought this week is nudity is really based on if you can see someone's junk or not. And then I will elaborate. There's something that I think of as true nudity, which is when you are... there's no clothes on.
There's lawful good nudity, and then there's chaotic evil.
There's
nudity.
Chaotic true, and then there's true nudity. And like, so there's zero clothes, except when somebody has socks on. Technically, they're not completely nude, but they're basically nude.
Right.
You would still say, like, if I just had my socks on, you wouldn't be like, there's that clothed man. Like, you would say he's naked. He's nude.
If you had just knee-high socks and a shirt, you're still nude.
Yes. So this is similar to last week where we talked about what level of home do you need for homelessness. What level of clothing is
Can we
needed
just
before
go
you
through
get to
the-
actual nudity.
Can we go through
There's
the-
true nudity, actual nudity.
Can we talk about the D&D lawful good nudity, which is lawful good nudity is having a towel on in the gym like locker room. Like you're nude, but you're keeping it together. You're respecting the rules. No one's looking at your junk.
Are these different situations, or is this
Yes.
different configurations of stuff that is like, this is lawful, this is honorable?
There are different situations which might exemplify a piece of this diagram.
Okay, so that's lawful. Lawful good nudity, I think, is being a British gentleman and never taking off any clothes ever.
Ever. You shall never see any part of my body.
If you see any inch of me, then I am dead.
Chaotic neutral is a streaker who's not really harming anybody, but he's out there. He's naked.
But you can see his dick, like that. You could see him.
He's his big old fanny though.
In this context, what is the old man at the gym that has his balls out?
That's lawful evil because
That's lawful.
because he understands the rules to the T and he's using them for the worst intentions.
It's not that it's a gym locker room. You're allowed to be naked
Yeah,
there,
but
but
you
there's
shouldn't.
unsigned. But he is to like, I have the proper amount of nudity. I'm not outside.
Rights.
So chaotic evil is just like flasher, definitely.
Definitely flasher, yeah.
True nudity.
True nudity, peak form nudity.
Okay, so we recently went to a beach.
Yes.
Me not wearing a shirt. I'm not nude. I'm
No.
wearing swim shorts. That's fine. What if my penis just kind of like
What if it just slipped out there? Just the head,
slipped out-
just the acorn,
just
just the
just
tip of the
kind of like
acorn.
above somehow like whoa. Is that's basically nudity at that point?
What if it just, I keep it raveled at all times, all wrapped up. What if the rubber band came off and it slid down and came out the bottom of the swing trunks?
Big Dick Theo over here.
Just swinging around, my dude.
Swinging it around. Because there's a practical thing of just like, if I can see, it's really just focused on the penis, right? Like
Let's get
for a
down to
man,
it.
it's
no, it's the booty as well, my dude.
it's the okay. But if
I see your butt,
am
if
going,
I see your big old fanny,
if I'm like the little girl on the cover on the front of sunscreen things, and there's a dog and they're pulling my pants down, and I'm like, woo!
Excuse me, what are you
that
referencing?
nudity? Remember that the sunscreen
Somebody
girl?
arrest this man. I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, now I have to awkwardly Google in the middle of our podcast.
Don't be careful with what you Google now.
Well, I'm doing incognito just because I think it's so weird. Sunscreen girl with dog. Copper tone.
Copper tone. Okay, I mean, I'll believe you, but the way you described that was not good.
I will send you the fucking thing. You will see.
Oh God.
You will see.
I'm not sure I want to see this. Should I ban him? Should I block him instantly right now?
This is. Well, the problem with these is it's a modern thing, and they did fix it recently, where the dog isn't pulling her thing down, and you can see her butt. Because in the old ones, you can the dog is pulling down her trunk, and you can see her butt.
That's
and
not
it's
good.
weird, yeah. But now it's just the dog is pulling
what
on
is
her.
What is the message they're trying to send there? Even if you're wearing swim trunks, still oil up your butt
Watch
because
out
the dogs are going to come get you. You're going to get a sun burn on your booty.
But back on topic, back on this dumb topic. So my booty's out. I got plumber's crack at the beach. Are you like, this man is nude? I see everything.
No, obviously you don't see everything, but it's not zero. It's somewhere. It's a percentage of nude.
I come to the rodeo and I'm wearing assless and frontless chaps.
You're nude. That's the nude.
I'm nude.
You're
I'm wearing.
nude boy.
I got a t-shirt on. The chaps are covering everything except for my dick and butt.
Yeah, but nobody thinks your chest is all that interesting. The dick and butt, that's the forbidden zone, and you're hanging it out.
And that's the point of the Will Stupid Thought, is that is basically nudity. Nudity is just seeing somebody's. I mean, technically you just see like exposing themselves. There are different terms for it, Like a woman could be topless, but she's not nude.
Right.
Nude would, because that's why I differentiate actual nudity, which is basically seeing anyone's junk, and true nudity, which is actually having no clothing on you, which is what nudity means.
I'm glad you spent so much time thinking about this.
I thought about this.
Somebody had to.
Nobody had to. I decided to. Anyway, next segment.
Oh gosh, William. Sometimes I just could really go for, or get out of the sun and go for a refreshing drink. And this time, the refreshing drink that I have chosen is Lester's Fixin' Outrageous Wild Crazy Unique Flavor Soda Pop 6-pack sampler set from Amazon. It's time to do an Amazon review, baby.
Oh boy, I can't wait to get hydrated.
These are whack. I was like looking up what kind of gross ass, nasty ass soda flavors are there, and I came across this one, which is something you can buy on Amazon for not that much money.
What's the flavor again?
So I'll read you the description. It's a soda sampler. You've probably never tasted anything quite like Lester's Fixin' Food Sodas. These are unique gourmet beverages are crafted to taste exactly like popular foods such as bacon and sweet corn. Made in the USA with 100% cane sugar, Lester's Food Sodas are a carbonated taste adventure. Taste adventure? Excuse me, no.
I love that they think it's gourmet. Like the fact that they're like, you want this gourmet garbage meat water?
Like gourmet shit.
It's like gourmet bacon.
Includes the sampling of Lester's six Lester sodas. Will include buffalo wing soda, sweet corn soda, ranch dressing soda, bacon soda, peanut butter and jelly soda, and pumpkin pie soda.
Okay, pumpkin pie, I could see myself.
The other possible sodas include pickle, mustard, coffee, and cucumber.
That's the worst, strongest flavors.
So,
hey, you want to literally just drink pickle water?
Can you force rank these, please, for me?
We carbonated pickle water, and we have just given it to you.
I think that they... Oh, Jesus.
All right, I would have to get it in writing to rank them accurately. I would have to take time on this.
Okay, so from the six, we have buffalo wing.
That's pretty bad. Does it include, like, blue cheese sauce?
It's got those good bone chunks in there. Sweet.
I could see myself being like this, maybe.
You want to drink buffalo sauce, my dude?
Compared to ranch?
Oh, it's fizzy ranch. It's what the people have
fizzy
been waiting
ranch
for.
is like is the nastiest thing because ranch is creamy. I can't imagine a non-creamy ranch.
I like that Lester really mixed soda water with ranch from the fridge and was like, gourmet.
Some gourmet bacon stuff.
That will be $70.
If they mix it all together, it's a full meal. You're like, ugh.
So buffalo wing, ranch, bacon.
Bacon's really bad.
Sweet corn, PB&J, and pumpkin pie. I feel like PB&J and pumpkin pie are actually, I would try those.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Pumpkin pie, I would maybe try.
Yeah,
top.
that sounds great.
PB&J after that.
Sweet corn?
Corn? Yeah. I don't know what it would taste like. I can't even imagine it.
It's like,
what comes after sweet corn though?
Probably bacon.
Bacon sounds gross though. It sounds like
but compared to buffalo
water.
wing and ranch, my dude, you're already pretty far down this list.
Buffalo wing, I think buffalo wing and bacon are like competing. I'm gonna go buffalo wing personally, and then bacon, then ranch is gross.
Wow, I'm gonna go bacon, then ranch, then buffalo wing. Buffalo wing is my last.
Really?
I'd rather drink ranch than buffalo wing.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, my dude.
Hey, so
I
hate you.
Can I get you some reviews for these bad boys?
Yeah, please do.
An unnamed reviewer said, absolutely the worst soda you will ever have.
I do love that these are like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter beans. Like those nasty beans. They're like, we have booger flavored soda.
And I was like, we don't want that. I have tried drinking these on stream and almost threw up live. None of these taste anything like what they say. 1 out of 5. Excuse me, wait, your problem is that they didn't taste like what they advertised, and that's your problem?
Oh yeah, that's a
weird thing to just.
No, like, what do they taste like? They have to taste like something that's even nastier than these things.
Even grosser. Rachel says, got this for a dare drink, but they don't taste as described. Nasty. 5 out of 5.
Great time.
Thanks, Stacy. No, next one. Stacy says, most disgusting thing to ever happen. 1 out of 5. Really? We just heard about a boy who would eat anything last episode. That's pretty nasty. He ate a baby.
Yeah, he ate a baby. There's also like There's a lot of nasty things in the world. I think these sodas are probably that you did to yourself.
That you actually paid money for.
Like there are people starving in different parts of the world that are like, I have to drink water out of a small pond.
But this is worse. This is worse than that. Apparently,
this is worse. Forcing buying the soda and drinking it, knowing it, is definitely a tragedy. Last
reviewer is Darian said, the bacon made me vomit, but was fun trying these gross sodas. 4 out of 5.
The only time vomiting is gonna get a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
The fact that's a soda.
Oh my god.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. That's Lester's sodas. If anybody in our listenership wants to try these and tell us how they are, or send us any, please do.
Oh, please don't. You know what I would do? I would do the beans, the magical beans of Harry Potter.
The magical beans. Yeah, but those are low stakes.
Yeah, they're relative.
I mean,
you can get gross ones. You can get vomit. You can get grass clippings. They're weird ones. But what's also weird is my next segment.
Good transition, my dude.
Which is bad one. Which is D&D for 2.
D&D for 2.
In which Theo and I play Dungeons & Dragons, but because it's only the two of us, we just do the two of us. And I DM and Theo plays, and he plays Bruno Wizardson. A bard that pretends that he's a famous wizard, and he goes around with his band of thieves. In the last few episodes, he got contacted by the Wizard Tower in Clearwater, the town that he's in, the port town, and he went out and he negotiated with an ogre and got the ogre to sign off all of his stuff in a contract.
I'm so pleased with myself. I just gotta tell you. I just gotta tell you how pleased I am with myself.
I'm pleased in how this is gonna probably bite you in the butt because that's how Dungeons Dragons.
Oh no!
But you just recently came back to your band of thieves who were all worried about you because you've been gone for a few days. And when you got back, we ended last episode with your brother Jory saying, "So, how are we gonna heist the Wizard Tower?" And that's where we'll start off. So you are surrounded by your band of thieves, and they're all at a table, and they have a map of Clearwater on the table. Just to give you a reminder of some of the characters that are here. You have Jory, who is your halfling brother. Shay, who is a half-orc female fighter. Andrea, who is a female wood elf. Randall Randallson.
Randy.
Who is a bard, a dragonborn bard. And that is your crew.
My crew of thieves has assembled.
So, well, what did they even have you do, brother? They had you in there for a few days.
I had a great time. So they sent me on this mission, right? And I had to go con this ogre. And I got him I took him for all he's worth. And guess what? The best part? They're going to go collect that debt. And we can scoop it from him right then and there.
Randall Reynolds says, "That's my boy. He's good at figuring this stuff out. Now, I know I didn't really talk in the last few times.
That's right, Randy. You've been
but
quite quiet.
Randallson's here, and he's having a great time." And Andrea just puts a finger up to Randall's face and is like, "No."
What
I'm not gonna deal with
Wait,
that.
let the man speak. I want to hear from Randy.
No, I want to hear how we're gonna scoop up this money.
Well,
wait, okay? So you got an ogre to sign his life debt away.
His hovel. It's
All right, so it doesn't sound like there's gonna be a lot of gold in this hovel.
Well, property values are kind of booming.
Jory just goes, property values. Property values.
See, he knows.
See, my brother's thinking. He knows what's going on.
Look, they got all kinds of crazy shit that might be valuable up in that tower. They got a talking cat that I'm friends with. Maybe he's got some secrets.
All right, we might be able to steal a talking cat. That'd be fun.
You know how much that might be worth? I don't know. I've never sold a talking cat.
Well, Andrea, when you left to go in that weird office, that weird spinny office, Andreas went around and kind of poked around before getting kicked out. And she said there's a lot of weird stuff in that wizard's tower. Ain't that right, Andrea? She's like, mm-hmm.
What kind of weird stuff are we talking about?
Oh, just like a bunch of, other than books, I don't know what worth they would be, but they looked like ancient tomes. And a lot of just like wizard artificer experiments. And also
like test tubes and shit?
Yeah, and also like they used a lot of like elements, a lot of like component stuff.
We're talking raw materials. You know, those resale on high value markup.
Yeah, sell that on the black market. That'd be some sick shit right there. I'd love some of that.
Let's get a piece of that action.
But also they seem to be all wizards. And so security seems to be the fact that they're all wizards. And also they kept on, like, there's some guys I heard, and they kept on being like, can't wait to fireball. Can't wait to fireball them. So, like, that was worrying, but...
Sorry. I can't just... I love the idea of wizards walking around and be like, I can just someone fucking try me. I can't wait to fucking light somebody up.
Everyone says I have a goddamn glass cannon. I'll show them the cannon part.
They're just carrying around loaded guns, and they're like, somebody try me. Please, somebody
I'm
try
ready.
me.
He has the fireball ready, just like, I'm fucking ready. It's like, put that away. Shay, the half-orc, just goes like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I want to smash some Poindexter's faces in, I guess.
Well, there might be a crowd that's a little tough to deal with. We might need a strategy here. I don't think charging in is our best bet, you know.
Well, brother, you're usually the strategy guy. You're the brains here. What are we going to rely on? Randall Randallson?
Randall Randallson's got plenty of plans.
Randy, let's hear from Randy. We got the idea guy, Randy, here. What do you got?
All right, Randall Randallson's. I've been thinking about stuff because you've been gone for a few days. I've been quiet thinking. When Randy's real quiet,
yeah,
he
the
starts
machine's
thinking
been jugging.
because
I get it.
I can't talk and think at the same time. That just doesn't work out for me. The mechanics doesn't. I'm running out of stuff. I only thought so much. Maybe I could get quiet for a little bit longer to really get that play.
We're gonna move on from the conversation.
No,
Randy.
but how about we have them fireball each other, burn the place down, we sell the ashes. Wait.
We could a faction war. I like it. Randy's on the case.
No, I was quiet for a bit more, and I thought about it. And how do you guys think and talk at the same time? This is hard.
Okay, Randy, we're gonna come back to you. We're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna come back to you.
Oh, great! This is why we don't get Randy to. He's good at singing. It's a lot of. He's not great at improv, but he's great at blues. I don't know, in jazz, so I don't know how that works together.
A lot of R&B from Randy.
Yeah,
I can't wait for his albums to drop.
Well, we'll once we get the money from this big job.
So this is our big job, huh? Okay, so I'm an inside guy here. I can walk right in the front gates now. That might be our ticket in, you know? Maybe I can say I'm signing in a couple guests for the day. I'm bringing them in to show them around, show them my new school, you know?
Oh, you're already like in there, huh? Huh, brother?
Well, you know, I did a job, and that pretty much gets me in, you know?
Yeah, and I think as long as you didn't mess up the job or anything, or do anything that could be, like, bad, they probably trust you, right?
You don't have very much confidence in me, do you?
We've been hanging out with you for a while.
Well, that hurt. That cuts deep. You know. I can see where it's coming from, but it hurts nonetheless.
Listen, I'm a big fighter. I don't think Randy's over there quiet thinking. Jory, I don't even know. He's a little schemer. And Andrea, everyone kind of looks at Andrea, and she's just like drawing just like fangs and just weird shit in her book. She just doodles. I don't know.
So you're kind of our idea guy. So yeah, we'll take your word on it. So you want us to sneak in? You're gonna sneak us in?
Yeah. Well, maybe what we can do is I can say my brother started a catering company. We're coming to serve some food. We walk in with some food carts. We pretend we're chefs, but instead we're hiding thieves' tools and stuff like that. You know, a classic gag.
If I know anything about nerds, they love free pizza.
Yeah, college kids, am I right?
College kids, am I right? It's basically like a wizard. It's academia. They probably don't eat.
And then we give them food poisoning and they're knocked out. No more guards. Boom.
Hey, brother. So, are we trying to be sneaky? Because they're gonna want the food. They're gonna say, "Hey, that's food. Let's swamp them."
Yeah, we get them to eat the food, but the food makes their stomach turn over. They got to put them in bed for a couple days.
Oh, put some laxatives in that food.
That's
All
it,
right.
baby.
We get these poopy wizards. We avoid the bathrooms after.
Yeah, we don't mention that we also specialize in janitorial services. We leave that part out.
All right. I mean, I think we might need a little extra intel. Because right now we got Andrea. She wandered in there. She kind of doodled some stuff out, but we don't got a clear picture of this place.
Maybe we try to bring my friend, what's the cat's name again?
Salem.
Maybe we bring my friend Salem in on this. He's a veteran around the castle, and that boy loves he serves a mean frappuccino too.
Randall Randallson does not trust cats. They got too many lives and too many secrets. Been thinking about them, taking a lot of thought about these cats, although the cappuccinos sound pretty good. Randall Randallson likes that, but I don't know if I trust a cat.
Well, he might know more than any of us about this place, so I think it's worth a shot.
Maybe we can bribe him. We can bribe him with stuff. Like there's that one fish. Do you remember that you gave him that one fish?
I did give him a fish, and he did seem to like that. And he had been being mean to me before, and then I gave him that, and he seemed awfully regretful and like he owed me one.
Well, maybe we could. Well, the thing about the Wizard Tower is it seemed really like it was shifty, like a lot of things shifted in there. Like it wasn't static, but also like rooms were bigger than they seemed or different than they seemed. So we got to kind of figure that out before we get caught in a maze.
That might be the magic component of the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. So like, yeah, we can try to. Do you want to try to figure that out next time? Are they going to have other missions for you? Like, what's the deal?
I'm just waiting for them to get back in touch with me, frankly.
Well, that's...
So, but until then, let's recruit Salem and gather some intel from him.
All right, we'll get some intel and stuff, and we'll figure out where the good stuff is.
Yeah, that good shit. We got to figure out what motivates Salem. More than being a cat. Maybe he wants to be something else. Maybe we can promise him some forbidden magic to turn him into a
person?
A person or a unicorn. I don't know what he wants.
Randall Randallson would love to be a unicorn. Gonna just say that. Didn't even think about just saying the words now.
Stenographer has noted that down, Randall. Thank you very much for putting that on the record.
Everybody else looks at each other and they're just like, stenographer? Who the fuck is writing this stuff down? And
wait,
Andrea's just like, I'm writing it down. Don't
Andrea,
worry.
wait, you're taking notes at a thieves meeting? That seems like a terrible idea. Rip those up.
It's in Thieves' Cant. It's
okay,
cool.
all right. Thieves can't read. That's why it gets that name. Am I right?
That's right. I could never figure out how to read, brother, but I do know how to party.
That's my brother. Hey.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're so worried. High five. All right. We were so worried that we were either planning on going out for a little funeral dirge for you in like a few days. We weren't gonna just do the next night. Or we could just push the celebration to now, and we could have a fun time out.
Let's go get fucked up. up?
Maybe we can do some magic. We could have Randall Randallson do some songs.
How about I do the songs and Randall Randallson does the magic?
Randall Randallson does not know how to improv magic.
That would be why it was so funny.
He would say, pick a card, any card, and then he would have to process the card, like the things being weirdly silent.
Is that right, Randall? Is that how that would go?
He pulls out some cards and he just goes, pick. How many suits of cards are there?
Thank you, Randall. I'll take over.
Yahtzee! Throws all the cards up.
Yatso!
Got him. All right, let's go have a party. Which you are free to do anything with your night. You can choose to party with them. You could go shopping. You can explore the city of Clearwater.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little exploring. I'm going to go walk around a bit, try to find what the nightlife is like.
All right. Do you want to bring anyone with you?
I'll bring my brother, and I'll bring Andrea.
All right. The both of them come, and they're like, where we going, brother? We going to go steal stuff? What do we get? What do you want to do? You want to just kind of look around?
Well, maybe we do a little looking. Maybe we do a little stealing. You know, it's all in a night's work.
Oh, boy. All right. So, anything in particular you want to look for, brother?
I'd like to look for, jeez. What do I want to look for? Let me think of something to look for. You know, I've always been a student of, I don't know, God damn it, of cocktailery of different sorts. Let's go find someone who can make a strong brew.
Sounds like we're just gonna go to the bar again.
I don't know much about the city. That's the thing.
Yeah. What you do know about the city is that it is a pretty major port. A lot of the there's like a front where there's a lot of boats that range from galleys to single mast to even smaller ships that are fishing vessels, and then there's a big fish market that is on the kind of boardwalky area near there, where people do a lot of business. There's a lot of cargo coming in and out of the city. The city is pretty commercially wealthy, but a lot of that wealth is kind of put up into the upper classes, and a little bit of it trickles down to like some of the middle classes, but it mostly stays there. You can make a pretty good living off of being a sailor or a merchant here, but there's also a large kind of criminal underworld.
Yeah. All right. Hey, you guys remember the old sink and swim scam we used to do back in the day? Where, we go down to the docks, we find some fights, and, we make some bold proclamations about the bets we're going to place. And then while the fight's going on, everyone's distracted. We cut the purses and run. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, that one was, I mean, there's a few times that people got punched in the face.
Hey, who doesn't like a good punch in the face, you know?
I don't love it. I mean, I'm not Shay. Shay loves it. But I'm good at the
You're good at the pickpocket, though.
I'm good at the pickpocket.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, big time.
Yeah, we can. I mean, what do you think,
let's-
Jory? I want whatever my brother wants.
That's a good boy. Let's
Hey!
go find some trouble to get into.
He called me a good boy. Normally he's saying like, Jory, you're a knucklehead, your head full of pudding.
Well, you do have a head full of pudding, but it's a chocolate pudding. Everybody loves
Just
chocolate pudding.
because I love chocolate pudding.
It's canon
doesn't
now. You
mean-
love chocolate pudding.
All right, it's canon. Let me write it down. So you go down to the dock, and yeah, you see groups of kind of sailors milling about. Some of them are playing like dice games on the docks, in alleyways. But there's no obvious like street fights going on. You think maybe like in some of the kind of buildings that are near there, they look a little bit seedier and like somewhat boarded up. So you think maybe there could be like a fight going on in there, some Fight Club stuff. but you don't know how you get in.
Does it seem like the sailors have different? How do I say this? Like, are there different kinds of sailors? Are there different like kind of factions, or are they all kind of just?
Yeah, it's a multicultural, it's a like hub port, so that goes to different parts of the world. There's people who are wearing like more deserty kind of stuff near here. There's a lot of humans. There's also dwarves that are on the sea. Some kind of half elves, a lot of like it's a melting pot, but it's also a melting pot of criminality.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to disguise myself. I'm going to use disguise self, one of my spells.
All right.
As I'm going to disguise myself as a dwarf, and the plan is to walk past a group of the desert-looking folks and shout something at them, and then run and sort of disappear into a group of dwarfs.
Okay.
So I'm going to disguise myself, and I'm going to casually be strolling by one of these alleys and just look down and be like, "Stupid desert idiots, go back to the desert!" And I take off running towards the group of the dwarfs.
Yes, we were hoping to.
Oh, that didn't work. Well, I'm gonna poke my head back around the corner and say, "The desert stinks. Nobody likes the desert. Am I right?"
Do a performance check.
Okay, I'm good at performance. 15 plus 5, dirty 20.
All right, yeah, they're like, is he? Oh, he's making fun of the fact that we're from the Hey, rude!
I pee on your desert.
That'll hydrate the desert, and then it's not a desert anymore.
I destroy your ecosystem.
Oh, this little dwarf man, he's never seen a desert. He doesn't know the majesty of deserts.
He doesn't understand the dunes. Now,
you just hear them yelling after you, think of the dunes! What about the dunes?
I start running off towards a group of dwarves.
Do a perception check.
Perception?
To see if there are any, well, actually, insight, I think, would probably... Because there are probably dwarves around. You probably want to find the best dwarf.
The best dwarf. All right, rolling. 8 plus 0 for 8. Not good.
You are looking around. You realize, like, oh, I didn't pick out a dwarf. I didn't. So you get tackled to the ground by one of the desert people while you are just like looking around, and he's just like, apologize about the desert.
Okay, I admit, I just said those things because I was jealous. I love the desert. I wish I could go there too.
He gets his face a little bit close to yours, and he goes, say that the desert is the coolest biome.
Ooh, the desert is the second coolest biome. Oh!
All right, so he has you prone right now.
Wait, but you're a sailor. Why are you out on the seas? I don't understand.
Just because sometimes I like pure desert, and then I like water separate.
Well, the water is kind of like a desert, am I right?
No.
It's got the waves, which are kind of like the dunes. It goes on into the horizon.
People are looking at you right now. Like, there are some dwarves and some of the sailors around. But a lot of them are kind of starting to get that look of like, fight. So this is your last chance to kind of like rope somebody else into it before you and your two try to fisticuff these gentlemen.
Okay. I will.
So right now there's one of these desert dwelling pirate kind of sailor people.
Yep.
And he has I'm gonna say like 2 friends with him.
Okay.
And there are different groups of pirates. Nobody's really right now looking to help either of you, and Andrea and Jory are kind of like looking worried, peeking from an alleyway, just like, he's fucking it up. He's not doing great.
What are the other kinds of sailors around?
There are some dwarves. They're kind of wearing a little bit heavier gear, like they might be up in the Arctic-y areas a lot. And then just kind of like humans, half-elves wearing kind of sailor garb, little sailor hats and striped shirts.
I'm going to try yelling towards the dwarves. Did you guys hear that? He said the desert sun would melt out the ice and the snow.
Do a deception check.
Deception.
Because he's like, I did not say such a thing.
11 plus 5 for 16.
Yeah, they are like, what did he just say about the snow? Oh, he's talking. Fellas, I think we gotta help our fellow snow dwarf. And a couple of dwarves come over. I would say like 3 of them, they're able to scrounge together. They're like, hey, get off of our friend there. The desert-looking people just kind of look at them and they go, Right now it's a standoff. And you're caught in the middle.
We all can agree, my dwarven brothers and I, that the desert sucks ass. It's
You get
terrible.
punched. All right, so because we're at, I think, time for this segment, that's where we're going to start up. You're going to be in combat. You're going to have these dwarves helping you.
Okay.
But Andrea and Jory, I think, are going to stick to the plan.
Okay.
So that's where we'll start next time on D&D for 2.
Next time
On D&D for 2. So your segment now, please. Now that we went from the world of fantasy to
my segment. Hey, Will, have I talked to you about my genius business venture called Tube World?
No. What? Excuse me. Okay, maybe we went from fantasy to fantasy. What is the...
No! Let me tell you about Tube World.
Tube World sounds like that book series.
Imagine a world in which a series of vacuum tubes were put around the city so that you could transport physical items such through tubes.
Didn't we did a versus about this like so long ago about different transportation things?
Tube World. In Tube World, if you needed a gallon of milk, you just put in a request and they vacuum tube it to your house.
And you just hear the satisfying thump. Wait, is it just it's just a cup of milk? It's just sloshing everywhere in the tube?
No, there would be different sized tubes, like containers, and they put them in the containers and they send them. It's like the bank, when the bank takes your money, it goes whoop, and it goes up and it comes back with a lollipop. It's like that, only it's around the city.
Okay, let's just go through this then. So they have a series of tubes.
Yes, correct.
Which is what the internet is,
right,
if I
but
remember.
This is an internet for physical items, Tube World.
Okay, so you can... we already have that. That's called Amazon, and they bring it to us. But imagine if it was brought to us via tubes, is what you're saying?
Exactly, tubes, yes.
So is there like a Hyperloop? Like what...
That would be
like
what we're replacing. Now cars are just different version of Tube World. It's just a bigger tube. You just get in your Tube World tube, and you go to what you need to go to.
So is there a cross country? Our country has been hollowed out,
yes,
and filled with tubes.
Correct. We've unlocked the third dimension of travel.
So I can get a glass of milk quicker.
Yes. The store. You no longer have to go to the store. The store comes to you.
I enjoy this as a premise for like a science fiction weird. Like that would be a fun part of a science fiction world. But you're saying this is the science fiction world. This is the entire. It's not like we're in space travel.
No,
it's like
exactly.
The only difference between our world and that world is that there are tubes.
Yes, Tube World is just that. It's just installation of tubes. Now let me tell you about a Yahoo.
I feel like I'm in a timeshare meeting right now, and you're like, let me tell you about this great opportunity for tubes that you're about to get.
Let me tell you about an article that one of my former roommates sent me, and he sent me it with the caption, "Is this you?"
Did you do this?
This is from Yahoo Life. Headline, woman considers ending relationship over boyfriend's, quote, ludicrous request, quote, I am concerned for his sanity.
Okay, so maybe it is you.
It says, a 25-year-old woman took to Reddit to seek relationship advice after her boyfriend came obsessed with a quote-unquote ludicrous business idea. In a post written on the subreddit r/relationship advice, user Throwaway Soup Tube explained how her boyfriend won't stop asking her to invest in his soup tube business idea.
Soup Tube sounds like YouTube, but it's only soup videos.
Quote, the idea, if you could call it that, is to construct a series of tubes throughout the city that leads to a centralized soup kitchen, she explained. For a monthly subscription, a customer can subscribe to a tube of soup, and a tube extension would be built off the nearest mainline tube directly into the customer apartment or home. When her boyfriend revealed the business idea, Throwaway Soup Tube said she couldn't believe what she was hearing. Obviously, the idea is completely insane, she said. The notion that a city would authorize someone to construct a series of tubes everywhere that carries soup into homes is, of course, ludicrous.
Soup.
And even if such an initiative were approved, the cost for such an operation would be ludicrous. Those Throwaway Soup Tube has made it clear that she thinks her boyfriend's business idea is nuts. She said that he continues to ask her for money. It is starting to drive me up the wall, she said. First, I am at a loss as to how he can believe such a stupid idea is worthwhile. Second, it is really annoying to be asked on a daily basis to invest in a system of soup tubes. Third, I am also concerned for his sanity. I would like some advice as to how I can reason with him, or whether I should even continue the relationship, she added.
Is this a new form of advertising? Like getting in a relationship with somebody just to get them in on your timeshare or whatever?
Have advertisers become that desperate at this point?
Yeah, like the fact that he annoyed, because like I could see myself being like, well, one, it is crazy that he thinks this is a real thing. Maybe this is you. Is this you? I could see Laura being like, he says it every day.
The business idea goes way beyond soup, Will. I wouldn't limit myself to just soup. This is a bonkers idea because he's limited himself to just soup.
Here's the thing, Theo. That's the minimum of taking it away. You're just like, no, not the fact that they make tubes everywhere. That's sound.
No, that's
But
fine.
you're thinking he's limiting himself.
Too small.
He's thinking too small.
Soup World is just version 1.0. It's the MVP for Tube World.
You're saying let's dig up everything, dig up everybody's homes, dig up everybody's neighborhoods.
No, dig up roads.
Just so
we don't need roads anymore.
Oh, we do need roads.
We don't need roads anymore. We're just tubes.
We're tubes?
No, we're gonna go in the tubes.
Am I gonna be like a Ken doll? Just like I strap into the thing and I just.
Why not? That sounds great.
I think there's gonna be somebody who gets stuck in the tube. I think we talked about this last time. We talked about the new transportation thing. I was like, we need tubes. That America has an obesity problem.
Yeah.
So how do you factor in the Augustus Gloop factor of getting caught?
First, you have to fit in a pod, and then the pod goes in the tube. So if you don't fit in the pod, then you don't get to go in the tube.
Here's the thing, Theo. I think you just want to be in a pod tube and you want to be lazy. These are two things that you married into one idea. I think what you really need is for Six Flags or some other theme park to just make a ride where it's like a Tower of Terror, but only personal.
But
like
personal.
You get strapped in.
Think of how great Tube World would be for coronavirus times, my dude. Personal tubes, everything. Whoop, whoop. Never leave your house again. Tube World.
So you're just all right. So is your entire pitch just I can get milk in soup?
No, because that's too close to Soup World. Tube World needs to go way beyond liquids.
All right, so I get my Amazon package quicker.
Yes. 2-day delivery. Try 2-minute delivery.
What would be the propulsion? It would be air, right?
Yes.
That's how they do it.
Compressed air, right?
How much does it cost to create compressed air as opposed to gasoline that mail trucks use?
I don't know, but it couldn't be that much, right?
Because in your mind, is it the initial investment's going to be ginormous, but over time you'll see that you get more savings. Is that your idea,
I'm going to take that line from my
I'm taking thought of it more free? Oh, Jesus!
I'm taking that line from my slide deck.
Don't you just attribute it to me? And I'm like, no.
Will Kane says.
No.
Avid investor Will Kane.
I'm not an avid investor. I'm a tepid investor, if anything. I'm not even an investor. Why am I even saying I'm an
You've already
investor?
invested $10 million, Will.
Oh, no. You stole it from my bank account. I should have known.
Tube World. You didn't wire me the money. You tubed me the money.
Okay, well, what is this Harry Potter world that you're imagining of just tubes everywhere? So you want people to be tubed around. You want your milk, you want your soup, you want your packages.
Yes, these are all things I would love to be tubed.
So you need different sized tubes.
Yeah, you need different sized tubes. Small, medium, large tubes.
Does each person have a personal tube that honey, I'm leaving, they just step out the door and they whoop, and they go up?
No.
Or is it like I'm going to the tube stop, like the bus stop, and each person gets in a queue, and then they whoop.
Each house has a tube.
Has one tube.
No,
and is person sized?
It has 3 tubes: small tube, medium tube, large tube.
That's so many fucking tubes. You've lost me as an investor. That's 3. You're not even like, hey, we're putting in pipes to this thing. You're like, we're gonna have 3 different fucking tubes, one for soup, one for knickknacks, like a fucking like pachinko machine or whatever, and then like one for medium-sized boxes. Oh no, this one got caught because they didn't know which tube to put it in.
One is like can hold something the size of a deck of cards.
That's so small. That's
okay. Never mind.
You're just like
I'm losing the investors.
You're just like hey, I know we have water tubes, and it took us like forever to get that. Here's the thing for my real life. They worked on they were doing sewer stuff in my neighborhood. So for 2 weeks, they're like, hey, from the time of 9 to 4, you don't use water. Use minimum water. And I was like, this sucks. I hate this. This is annoying to me. It wasn't bad. I still lived with it. But I think this is such a huge step above that nuisance of, hey, we're going to dig up your homes and we're going to put in 3 tubes to your home so that you can get to your work quicker. Hey, you know what you love? That work that you're doing from home right now? Imagine if you could just zoom places.
Imagine if you could zoom instantly to places and not even have to worry about it.
The thing is, I don't hate this idea. It's just so stupid. It's so unrealistic.
That's why it's genius, Will. Tube World will be a reality.
Get Elon Musk on the phone.
I will. And I'll tell him about Tube World.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you'll tell him about Tube World. Well, Theo, that's a bad idea that I will not be investing in, but maybe some of our listeners will. You know what, listeners? You can send us an email at our email at, oh my God, I keep saying at like it's Twitter. segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com is our email. At Segment City is our Twitter if you want to send us a tweet. Or our YouTube is Segment City, where we have individual segments, and we also have the full episodes on YouTube if you want to send it to friends. We would love if you shared this podcast with friends. Tell them they're 2 funny guys who talk about Tube World and play Dungeons & Dragons sometimes. And
if you want to invest in Tube World, just Venmo at Tube World.
No.
Feel free to invest. I'm accepting donations of all sizes.
He's going to spend it on nothing. He's going to spend it on soup.
No tube for you. No tube for you.
You're going to be a crazy person, and you're just going to be like putting tubes in your own backyard, and you're just like, dude, they all connect together. Like, it'll be great.
A prospector.
Yeah. And Laura's just staring at you with her arms crossed, like from the screen door, and she's like, he does this every day. He retired from game development, and he went out this big tube spree, and all the tubes are connected to each other, but nothing else. Like, it's like an ant colony.
Me tube, everybody tube.
Honey, you're worrying me. I would say he has Alzheimer's, but he's been thinking about this since he was 25.
He came up with Tube World when he was 25.
He's been telling me about it every day for the last 50 years.
It's going to be a reality one day, Will.
It won't.
You know what? You know who I could visit? Wish I could visit in a tube?
Okay, yep.
I wish I could visit Rachel Robeson in
You're
a
getting
tube.
better at the transitions.
There you go. She created a podcast called Create Loud. She also created our intro music, and you should check her out. And we like her very much. So thank you, Rachel.
And check out giving us a review, giving us a star rating. And also check yourselves out in the mirror, you sexy sons of bitches.
Damn, it's getting steamy in here. Damn,
It's
dude.
it's steamy because I'm wearing some sauna pants right now.
Oh, geez, that's a
And I'm
callback to our
really-
previous episode.
And I'm really. Ooh, also because I haven't had the AC on because it messes with the audio
Dude,
quality.
it's fucking Swamp Town in here. Let's end the episode.
I'm done. All right, bye everybody.
Bye, dudes.